Our film begins with Soline, whom we learn is divorced and has a beautiful daughter named Izzy. It is shown that Soline is preparing to travel because she loves camping trips. Afterwards, we see Soline dropping Izzy off with Daniel, her ex-husband, and asking him to take care of her because she is traveling. We learn that Soline is 40 years old and that she separated from Daniel because he cheated on her with his private secretary. At that time, Daniel asks her to live with him and Eva, his new wife, which angers Soline, so she leaves him and walks away. After that, we see Soline preparing to travel, but at this moment Daniel comes and apologizes to her, saying that an important business trip came up and he won't be able to take Izzy to her festival. Therefore, Soline is forced to cancel her trip to go with her daughter and her friends to the festival. They arrive at the festival, and Izzy leaves her mother to attend a musical performance. At this time, Soline looks for the bathroom but enters the trailer of one of the band members by mistake, not paying attention to the name on the trailer indicating it belongs to members of the famous band August Moon. Soline meets Hayes Campbell, and we learn that he is the lead singer of the band, who is surprised by her, especially since she doesn't know him, given that he is famous and everyone knows his band, but at the same time, he is kind to her and allows her to use his bathroom. Afterwards, he tries to talk to her, but his assistant enters, interrupts him, and tells Hayes that his segment is about to start, so Soline is forced to leave. Later, she goes to the signing session of the band August Moon because her daughter Izzy loves them. At that moment, she meets Hayes, and he gets to know her daughter Izzy, realizing that her age is not young. Hayes is surprised by this because her appearance contradicts her age, and it appears he is starting to admire her. At night, the concert begins, and Hayes performs his new song for the audience, and it appears he means Soline by it, so she also begins to realize that she is starting to like him. The next day, we see Soline at her birthday party, asking her friend how she feels after turning 40. Soline becomes sad and tells her that she had her daughter Izzy at a young age, which made her bear responsibility and not live her life, especially after Daniel cheated on her and she divorced him, ultimately discovering that she wasted her life for the sake of her family. Her friend advises her to think of herself and achieve her dreams that she postponed because of Daniel. Although Soline tried to meet someone new, it appears that all of them suffer from problems with their wives, and she does not feel comfortable with them. Afterwards, we see Soline in her art gallery, and we learn that she essentially owns an art gallery because she loves art. There, she interacts with the presence of Hayes, who talks to her and asks her to recommend paintings for him to buy, confirming that he bought a new house and wants to decorate it with antiques and paintings. Soline is pleased, but Hayes reiterates that he is buying all the paintings in the gallery. Soline gets angry with him and tells him that he should not treat art carelessly, because artists worked hard on their work, and it is not right to buy paintings just because he has a lot of money. Hayes tells her that he is accustomed to buying paintings and understands art just like her, and asks her for more paintings. Soline tells him that she has paintings in the warehouse, so Hayes insists on going with her because he will travel soon and won't be able to come again. Soline agrees, but she is afraid of the press that stands everywhere waiting for Hayes, so Hayes asks her to go in her car to escape from the press, and Soline is forced to listen to him and agrees. Afterwards, they arrive at the warehouse, and Hayes is surprised by the antiques and paintings because they are very beautiful. Hayes asks about the details of a specific painting, so Soline explains to him that it expresses freedom, and that human beings are always trying to discover themselves. Hayes admires her intelligence and asks her about her studies, so Soline tells him that she holds a master's degree in fine arts. Soline asks Hayes about the real reason that made him come with her to the warehouse, because she doesn't believe that he loves art. Hayes confesses to her that he admires her because she is different from all the girls he used to know, and that he wants to know her more and get closer to her, because he is confident that she won't love him just because he is handsome or famous like all other girls do. Soline insists that she is much older than him, that she is almost his mother's age, and that she has a daughter his age, but Hayes doesn't care about her words, changes the subject, and asks her to go out and eat together, so Soline is forced to agree. They go together to her house, and when they arrive, Hayes asks her about her love life. She tells him that she married Daniel when she was young and had her daughter Izzy, but after a while, problems started with Daniel. She was trying to fix their relationship all the time, until one day, while she was attending a party with Daniel, she spoke in a seminar about marital infidelity, and suddenly noticed that all the guests at the party were talking about her as if they were hiding something. When she asked Daniel, he confessed to her that he cheated on her with his private secretary. At that moment, Soline was affected, but she was forced to forgive him to maintain her family and keep their marriage going, until Daniel surprised her by saying that he loves Eva, his secretary, and wants to separate from her, and that actually happens. Soline's life is destroyed until she manages to return to her life to be able to raise her daughter, but after what happened, she is unable to believe any man or trust anyone. Hayes tells her that not all men are like Daniel, and that there are loyal men who love their wives, and that she shouldn't end her life upon her divorce, but rather give herself a chance to love again and start anew. At that moment, the two get closer to each other, and Soline feels comfortable with him, but suddenly Soline realizes the age difference between them and that it is impossible for their relationship to continue, so she asks him to leave immediately. Hayes gets annoyed with her and tells her that she must give herself a chance, leaves her to her comfort, and walks away. The next day, we see Soline dropping her daughter off at the camp because she will spend the summer vacation there. After that, Soline returns to her house, and Hayes calls her and tells her that he admires her, and asks her to travel with him to the concert in New York, because there he will start releasing his new music. Soline thinks and gets lost in his words, and it appears she is attracted to him. Hayes asks her to travel with him because her daughter Izzy is at the camp and won't notice her absence. Soline asks about the press and the title under which they will appear before people, so Hayes tells her that he will tell them she is his new business manager, and they won't announce their relationship until she is ready for that. Soline indeed travels with Hayes to many European countries, and it appears they became very attached to each other through traveling, until during Hayes's trip to Paris, the press takes pictures of them being close to each other. Afterwards, we see the band gathered in a large house, and they ask Soline about her relationship with Hayes. She becomes sad and tells them that she admires him, especially after he sang to her on stage the first time she met him. One of the band members tells her that Hayes does this move a lot, because he is used to getting into relationships with women older than him. Soline gets angry, stands up at his words, and leaves. Hayes tries to talk to her and understand what happened, but she breaks up with him and tells him that she also loves him, but their relationship will not work or continue. Soline leaves him and returns to her country immediately, confused and not knowing what to choose. After that, Soline is affected when she receives messages from Hayes, who asks her not to watch the news and tells her that he doesn't know who took pictures of them. Soline suffers greatly when she finds that photos of her and Hayes have spread on social media, that everyone is attacking them, and all the news is talking about their relationship. The next day, we see Soline going to her daughter at the camp, and it appears that Izzy has also learned about her mother's relationship with Hayes, and she is upset with her because she lied to her. Soline defends herself and tells her that she broke up with Hayes for her sake, because she didn't want to ruin her relationship with her, and because she feels ashamed that her mother is associated with someone younger than her. Izzy gets angry, but after a short while, she asks her mother if she loves Hayes. Soline cannot hide it and confesses to her that she loves him but broke up with him. Her daughter tells her that if she loves him, she must return to him and live her life, and not be affected by what people say about her. Soline is moved by her daughter's words and runs to Hayes, apologizes to him for breaking up with him, and asks him to get back together. Hayes becomes very happy and cannot believe that they have finally returned, and he agrees at that moment to announce their relationship in all the news that talks about their love story. However, most people start attacking them because she is much older than Hayes, calling her a deviant woman and saying that she does not deserve to be a mother. The next day, we see Izzy talking to her mother, telling her that her friends and teachers have started bullying her, saying that her mother is exploiting a young boy for his fame. Izzy asks her mother to live with her father during this period, because she won't be able to bear living with her in this manner and dealing with people's talk about her. Soline laments, but she respects her daughter's wish and drops her off with her father. After that, Soline decides to talk to Hayes and break up with him, because she won't be able to abandon her daughter and her life for him, informing him that she loves him but their relationship will not work or continue. However, Hayes insists and tells her that he loves her, and that he can wait 5 years so that her daughter would have graduated from university and would no longer face embarrassment from her peers. He adds that by that time, he won't be too young, and the press won't care about their minor relationship. But Soline refuses and advises him to live his life because he is still young, and it is not right to pause his life for her. She reiterates that she is saying goodbye to him for the last time, leaves him, and walks away. 5 years indeed pass, and we see Hayes's life has changed, as we see him separate from his musical band and distance himself completely from the press and the spotlight. It appears that Soline also still hasn't figured out how to get over her relationship with Hayes, but she tries to keep herself busy with her work, her gallery, and her interest in her paintings. However, she is surprised one day by Hayes's presence in the gallery, who lets her know that he still loves her, and that it is no use continuing his life without her. And the film ends. If you liked the film, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell button to receive everything new we offer.